Hello, everyone. This is Schmovies. Today, I wanted to do something different. I wanted to get to know all the members of FTCR, and today, I thought it would be great if we could get to know Miwa.
Thank you.
I do want to get to every member of FTCR, but I thought we would start with you. Get you out of the way.
Like the burden I am.
Yeah, get the only woman in the group out of the way.
And instead of talking Sonic for 2 hours.
Yes, instead of talking about Sonic for once, we can talk about something meaningful, like people. So, speaking of FTCR then, Miwa, I would like to know, how did you even get into FTCR?
Well, I was working a terrible job, and it was a night job, and I used to watch videos and stuff at my night job. I had 2 terrier dogs at the time, and a friend of mine told me that Sonic shouts terrier in Sonic. I don't remember which game, but he shouts it. And
Yes, he does.
because I say terrier. So I looked up that clip, and the clip had Garas talking over the top of it.
And was he talking with someone else?
Yeah. I don't remember who. An American. Maybe you.
Gareth and I have never done an SA2 video that involved that cutscene, so it might have been Skylar.
Maybe. Anyway.
But if you hadn't said American, I would have guessed Entom.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Because next you were doing a live stream. I don't know if you were there. And I watched the live stream, and then I didn't become a fan.
That's fair.
I just began to follow funny people so they could make me laugh at my terrible job. And then I was following about maybe 200 to 300 people, and then Skylar started talking to me, and we became somewhat friends. And then one day after I got home from work, it was 5 a.m. in the morning, and I have a Skype message from Skylar that said, "We're doing prank calls to a sex hotline and we need a girl. Would you be willing to do that?" And I was very agreeable at the time, so I said, "Yeah."
Well, you were agreeable at the time.
Yeah.
In your head, what were you really thinking?
No.
Well, interesting.
Just no. I was so tired. I was like, "Oh, okay." And then I got on the call, and that's where I met everybody else.
Well, I remember me and Skylar and Gareth were there for that call.
Yes, Skylar, yeah.
I don't remember anybody else.
Anton was there.
Oh, right, Entom was there being a wet blanket because he was so uncomfortable about the whole idea.
He's the one who stopped when I was doing my prank.
And you have a very interesting prank, but I'll go ahead and set up the situation. So we, like Miwa said, we were doing prank phone calls on a sex hotline on Skype. And, you know, back in the day on Skype, as long as it was a 1-800 number, you could call almost anything for free. And so we decided to call up a sex hotline just to see what our options were. And apparently, if you were a female, you could call for free and talk to just random dudes. And so I'm pretty sure that's why we ended up getting you in the call.
Yeah, because you said that you guys were pretending to be girls, and it didn't work because they just hung up immediately.
Yeah.
But then me come with my little soft Asian voice, and then no matter what I said, the guy stayed on the line. What are you doing? And I was like, I'm watching Pokemon with my family. In a onesie. And he was like, what's your type? And I was,
Oh, well, Miwa, you're leaving out a very important detail about him being like, oh, yeah, that's hot.
yeah. Because it's like, I know she's joking, but there's a chance.
Yeah, exactly.
And I asked him what his type was, and he said, Asian, and I said fire type, and so I decided to make the whole thing about Pokemon. and he would not hang up.
No, he wouldn't. He was pretty desperate.
Yeah. You all had to come in and sing a song for him to go away.
We did?
Yeah.
My memory's so bad. I don't remember singing a song to a horny man. But I'm so glad that I did. What did we sing?
I don't remember.
That's not important.
Perhaps a Sonic song.
Knowing us, probably.
Yeah. And then you thought I was funny, and then we started talking more, and you guys invited me to Let's Plays and live streams, which I didn't want to do at first, but then I'm okay with now.
So, what made you consider it, and what made you change your mind?
I didn't like attention at the time. I didn't want people really knowing who I was. I'm kind of very private at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But it was fun. It's just that it was fun. I changed my mind, I think.
Because, you don't really enjoy video games that much.
No. No, I don't. It's just, very, very dumb luck that I'm here.
I suppose so.
But my wife enjoys video games a lot.
That was going to be my next question.
Yeah,
Your significant other, your wife, really enjoys video games.
she does. And that's why I have a bit of knowledge on them. A little bit. Not Sonic though. I don't think she likes Sonic that much.
You found a good one, Miwa.
I developed this kind of bit where I hated Sonic. But that was only because when I first started talking to everyone,
That's all they would talk about.
yeah, no one would shut up about Sonic.
Yeah, no, we talk about it a bit too much. Are you excited for the new Sonic movie coming out, Miwa?
No.
Oh, good. Okay, Miwa, so going back to your wife, at what point in your life did you decide that you wanted to be gay?
It's when people say they've always known, some people say that's a cliche, but I have always known from a very young age. When I was 5 years old, I remember a girl, she asked me, who was in my class, she asked me if she could borrow something from me, and I said, I'll do it if you kiss me. And so we did. And then after that, a few years later, I started feeling funny in the changing rooms And I was like, I don't want to look. But why don't I want to look? And then, when I was 11 or 12, I realized I was gay. And I didn't come out until a couple of years later. But coming out is, back in those days, was you had to do it multiple times. You had to do it to your family, and then to society, and then to school.
Nowadays, because we're so connected, you could make one social media post about it, and everybody would know.
Yeah.
Can you tell me about the process of that? Was it scary, or?
I was incredibly happy when I first discovered it, because I didn't know about all the hate and stuff, because I'd seen gay characters on the TV shows that I watched, like Sailor Moon, and I thought, oh, that's just a part. That's just some people are. But then you realize, oh no, you're not supposed to say that. And the first time I did it was like, uh-oh, shouldn't have done that. And so I kept it quiet for a long time. The person I told didn't tell anybody. And then I started having relationships. And the first time I came out to my family was like, I have something to tell you. And then I sat there, stroking a cat for maybe 2 hours.
I like the metaphor.
Stroking the cat, and then I had to try so hard to say it, but it couldn't come out of my mouth. And then eventually I said it, and then everything was okay with that part of my family, because my aunt who I lived with at the time is a pretty cool lady, and my cousins are pretty cool too.
That's good. I'm glad that you were met with a lot of support.
But then in high school, I was kind of pushed to come out, because an ex-girlfriend of mine came out, and her room was like, before she came out, we hung around together all the time, and then when we broke up, we stopped. So everyone was like, oh, that might explain why Miwa and this other girl were best friends and then just randomly weren't one day. And so I came out too.
So you felt a little forced into coming out.
Yeah, but I should have done it anyway. But it seemed to be okay in Japan. But then later, in college, it was a lot worse.
Now, college in which country are you talking about?
In England.
Okay.
When I was 18, I moved to England to study psychology.
So 18, you moved to a different country. That's a pretty bold thing to do.
Yeah.
So had you met your wife, Ren, at that bit before you had gone to London, or?
Yeah, she came with me. We met when I was 17.
Okay.
And she came with me.
Wow.
To England.
Sheesh. Yeah. Bold. How much English did you know when you moved?
I'd say 50%.
50% of what you are now?
Yeah, 50% of what you need to know.
And what about Ren?
She never learned English.
That sounds kind of scary.
Yeah, but she worked in Japanese restaurants, so she didn't need to. But I started studying English in high school.
Okay. Is it a mandatory thing to at least take 1 or 2 classes of English in high school in Japan?
In most school.
Okay.
Yeah, in middle school. You have to take mandatory English.
Gotcha.
But you need to study a lot more if you want to speak it fluently.
So why did you decide to move to England of all places to go to college?
Well, England was I got offered a overseas study grant for my psychological studies. And England has one of the best mental health programs in the world. There are so many different departments, different things for different needs of different people. And I thought that's where my skills would be best utilized.
What drew you to psychology?
I feel like it can help the most in day-to-day life. I feel like psychology is useful to most people. In some aspect. I wanted to be somebody with answers.
Oh, wow. That's a pretty significant answer.
Yeah. When people come to you and they need help, I want it to be if they need it.
How long were you in England for?
I was in England for almost 7 years.
And is that where you were when we met?
Yeah. That was where we met, and then I moved back to Japan shortly after we met.
And wasn't it around, it was like a year or so before that you moved back to Japan that you and Ren were able to make it official. You got married, right?
Yeah, they legalized gay marriage while we were there. And we got married. Our marriage is official here, too, because I think last year or the year before, they made it legal in Shibuya, which is where I live right now.
That's like the Times Square of Japan.
It's the shoppy place.
Wow, look at you, London and then Shibuya. Sheesh.
Yeah.
I think the most busiest place I've ever lived is the outskirts of Orlando. Like on the complete opposite side where all the theme parks are.
Oh yeah.
So
So
that doesn't even really count.
no one's coming there.
Not really. A lot of people live here. I don't know what they do. I don't know what I do.
Stuff.
Yeah, I guess. I think you once told me a funny story involving Christmas.
Oh.
And something about Santa.
Oh. Yeah. When I was very young, and my mom and dad were poor, we went to my aunt's house for Christmas. And I got a present. And I opened it. And it was this cool mini Hello Kitty house. And and my aunt and my parents were like, oh, I think Santa got you the wrong present. This belongs to your cousin. And you can't imagine how upset I was and confused.
What a mean thing to do.
Because obviously they'd put their own name tag on the present. But I was so scared and confused. What do you mean? You're not Santa. You can't take this present away from me. Santa gave it to me. And that's when I thought that my family didn't love me.
Oh no.
And I had to be told that Santa wasn't real.
Well, you've told me a lot of great stories about when you were little and your family. One involving wasabi, one involving Sonic 2 and a bathtub.
Yeah. The wasabi story is I just bit into a big bowl of wasabi and then started crying and thinking I was dying.
Thinking you were dying. How old were you?
5 or 6, I think.
What a bad age to think that you're dying. Terrible.
I didn't fully understand what dying was.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a different feeling that doesn't feel like pain and is also not good. So what do I do? I'm dying. I must be dying. And my parents were just laughing at me. I remember trying to hold in, but still laughing at me. And what's the other? Oh yeah, my dad was in Georgia when I was very young, putting me in the bath. But before my mom came home, but he was too busy playing Sonic. So
he wasn't bathing you because he was playing Sonic, and I think we're starting to see where the hatred comes from. A very early age, and it's set into your subconscious.
Well, I remember on screen it was Knuckles. So it was almost time for my mom to come home, and so he like hurried up, picked me up, put me in the bathtub, and showered me so fast that all the water went up my nose, and I started crying. And
Aww.
and all I remember seeing is the door to the bathroom was open, and I could still see the TV. I could still see fucking Knuckles being paused. while I had cold water going up my nose.
Your dad cracks me up.
Were
there any? Go ahead.
Sorry, she ended up not knowing about it.
Wow.
So that's fine.
And that's where the dislike of video games comes in. My dislike didn't start until the last few years. I don't know. Bored. I'm just bored with it. I'm tired of it.
Yeah, a lot of my friends who are about the same age feel that way too.
I don't know. There's other things to do.
Yeah.
So did you? But you must have had something to play when growing up. Did you have any games that you grew up with?
Yeah, I grew up with maybe one game at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Because we were poor. And so I used to watch my dad play Mega Man. And I used to have a go. I told that story in like a Sonic of where I used to be Tails and my dad was Sonic, and in the level where Tails gets shot down. The plane
yeah.
gets shot down.
yeah.
I thought he was dead, and I was crying. And then my dad had to be super hardcore and beat the game. So we sat there for an hour while he tried to beat the final levels.
Well, an hour for a little kid must have felt like an eternity.
Yeah, I think it was that long, because I don't think he'd ever done it before.
I mean, I never beat Sonic 2 as a kid, but at some point in college, I beat it, and I got all the Chaos Emeralds too. And I did it in front of a bunch of friends, so I had proof.
I've never had that pleasure.
or pain. It's 100% of Sonic 2 is I don't know. It's not. I don't think it's fun. Just play the game. Don't get all the emeralds.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I won't still. A lot of these stories have me crying in them.
Yeah, you're a big crybaby.
I was and I still am a crybaby. I cried at the King Kong reboot.
The King Kong. Wait, the one with Jack Black?
Yep.
What? Okay, what made you wait? I haven't seen it. So, what about that film made you cry?
When King Kong died.
Oh, spoilers.
Spoiler, sorry. King Kong dies.
I don't care. Well, I mean, that was like a remake of the original. Maybe he died in the original.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then it's not really a spoiler.
No. But when he died, I cried, and it had to be handed a tissue from a random lady who also went to see it.
So in the theater.
Yeah, I saw it in the theater.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I can list dumb movies I cried at, like the new Tron I cried at in the theater.
Tron?
Yeah, the recent one.
Recent, so you mean like 4 or 5 years ago?
Yeah, something like that. Maybe even 10 years ago.
It could be. I have no idea. Did Harry Potter ever make you cry?
Yeah. Yes. I cried when I read the books.
Oh.
Shrek 4 made me cry.
Shrek 4. I didn't... I've seen Shreks 1 and 2 and decided that at that point I don't want to keep going. 3 is the one where he has kids, right?
Yeah, at the very, very end.
Okay, and what happens in 4?
He wishes that he could be just an ogre for a day.
An ogre? He is an ogre.
No, I mean like scaring people and like he used to be.
Oh, he misses being all tough and stuff.
Yeah, and it's in exchange for one day of his life from Rumpelstiltskin. But Rumpelstiltskin takes the day he was born. And then the whole movie is about what if Shrek was never born.
Whoa!
Yeah, and if he doesn't get Fiona to love him by midnight, then he dies.
Okay, so this is like a cross of Cinderella and that Scrooge story. What's that Scrooge story called?
Well, it's more It's a Wonderful Life. Wait, which, by coincidence, is my favorite movie of all time.
You like crying. I think you enjoy it.
Maybe. I like being emotional, I think.
Making a connection with people. Even if they're not real.
I think all my favorite movies are sad movies.
You like Shrek 1, and that's not a sad film.
No. I love Shrek 1. Not as a joke.
It's a good movie. I know
yeah.
that Shrek gets memed on a lot, but the first film is actually pretty good.
It's one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
When I was learning English, I watched it about 30 times.
Shrek helped you learn English.
Yeah, Shrek helped me learn English.
That's amazing. So what was it like living in the land of Harry Potter?
In my experience, I didn't like it at all.
Okay.
Maybe I lived in a bad part of London. At college, I used to face racism and homophobia every day, and then in the streets too. People will just shout at you. If you're alone, they'll shout, like chink. If I'm with my girlfriend, they shout, dyke, and the other bad word.
And this is in London. It's very interesting because typically cities of that magnitude are more progressive than the rest of the country.
Yeah, probably. I don't want to play like a victim, but that is what got me to move eventually. Because I hated it so much. I don't know, at that time, I was in a whole class of psychology students, and I was the only person who was defending gay people. At one point, we were having a discussion about gay people, and they didn't agree. No one thought that it was okay. There was one person who said, I don't mind gay people, but I wouldn't be friends with them. And that was the best I got her. But this whole Brexit stuff makes me glad that I left when I did.
If you hadn't experienced all that discrimination, would you have stayed?
It's hard to say. Maybe.
You're a very proud Japanese person. I know that you love your country a lot.
Yeah.
I cannot say I'm proud about my country at all. However, one criticism that I have about Japan is they call themselves the land of the rising sun, but I'm sorry guys, but the sun rises everywhere.
Yeah. Well, a lot of places are free too.
No, Miwa, we're the only country that has freedom, okay?
Land of the free and land of the rising sun.
Both weren't really didn't put too much thought into what their land is.
Well, we've got it on our flag. I like Brazil's. That has a little picture on it.
I don't remember Brazil's flag.
It's green and it has a little picture in the middle. The Welsh flag is cool because it has a dragon on it.
Oh, there you go. Can't beat that. One thing that I wanted to talk about, because we went so in depth about your experience with England, is, and the reason why I brought up Harry Potter earlier, I wanted to segue into this earlier, but I didn't. But what are your thoughts on Cho Chang? The only Asian character in Harry Potter.
She's just the best. It was you who said she might as well be called Ching Chong.
Whoa, okay. I mean, I did say that.
Yeah.
Cho Chang is like the most stereotypical name you could come up with an Asian character.
Yeah.
And so you might as well call her. But you told that joke to your other friends in Japan, and they also thought it was funny, right?
Yeah, they.
Okay, so I get a pass.
But it's true though, and she made her super in the books anyway, she's super submissive, and it's more the negative stereotypes of Asian people in that she gets like kind of creepy and obsessive about Harry.
I've never heard that stereotype. I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't exist.
Yeah,
That's just news to me.
yeah, it's more a thing that we're creepy, obsessive stalkers, that kind of behavior.
I know so many more white people who fit that description.
I know, but J.K. Rowling doesn't.
Is it rolling or rowling?
Who cares? She called the character Cho Chang. Who cares what her name is?
Well, you and I had a discussion about her earlier.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember. She knows that her books are just full of straight white characters. And she feels bad for that.
Yeah.
And so she's trying to change that. So go, no, look, I was progressive at the time. But she should just own it. She should just go, okay, I made a very homogenized book. I'll do better in future. But she just wants the credit without actually doing anything.
I think we all feel the same way.
Yeah. Which is a shame because she wrote some of my favorite books.
Yeah, I think it's important to it's important to realize your flaws and your mistakes and make a commitment to change and be better. I mean, in fact, people will respect you more if you do that.
Yeah. Just say I'm sorry for children.
Well, she's gonna have to make an even bigger apology if she admits that she was faking being progressive.
Yeah, she's in too deep.
She's in too deep.
She's a billionaire.
Well, I mean, just stop writing. Just stop.
Yeah.
Cut it out. And you could have even been like, well, it's England. Of course, there's a bunch of white people in my book. What do you want from me?
Yeah. Asian people don't get to be wizards.
No, they do. Just at Asian Hogwarts.
But they don't get to say the spells because of the funny accents. I've thought about that because...
Well, yeah, because it's important because, Hermione goes into the...
So specific. Leviosa. Not Leviosa.
There's an L in there.
And if that's a problem, then me saying Leviosa is not going to make it work. Unless we have different spells. Or different names for the spells. And it works a little differently.
I just don't... I mean, I have an issue with Harry Potter with there being Jesus. Jesus is canon, because they have Christmas.
Yeah.
And so it's like, okay, well, was Jesus a wizard?
J.K. Rowling will say yes.
Was Jesus a wizard that fooled a bunch of muggles into thinking he was the son of God?
That's
Like...
very possible.
You can't put Christmas in a world where magic exists. But this interview is about you, not me.
That's okay.
Your wife got you your favorite Harry Potter character's wand, Luna Lovegood's wand.
She did. And for my birthday this year, I thought it was special because...
It requires research, and it's subtle, and it's not just a fucking logo on a hat or something.
Yeah. Me and her are very, very, very close. We met when I was 17, like I said. And it was one of those gay meetups, like...
One of those gay meetups. You know, one of those gay meetups.
Well, my cousin was like, yeah, Midrin, she's gay, you're gay. Like that kind of thing. And she was very forward. She's like, oh, you're cute, let's go out. And I was like, okay. because I'm kind of shy. And then we did, and we started dating maybe 2 months after hanging out. Yeah, because we met at my cousin's wedding at Christmas time, and then we started dating on Valentine's Day. So now I know when our anniversary is coming up. And, I don't want to go too much into our relationship, but I'm so happy with her.
Aw.
And she is a chef.
She is.
Yeah, she makes me lovely food.
She's a manager, too, of a restaurant. In fucking Shibuya.
Yeah.
That's so rad. Like, it sounds like it's a hard thing to accomplish.
She's a little bit older than me. I'm in my 20s and she's in her 30s. But we're not that far apart. Yeah, she was friends with my cousin. And so all my friends are pretty much my cousin and my cousin's friends. And we all have a big group that hang out together.
It does really sound like, though, that you found, like, the one.
Yeah. I'm incredibly lucky that I did. She's such a cool girl, badass girl. She's working at the moment.
You mean like as we talk?
Yeah.
So how much English does Ren know?
Very, very little.
Oh. So when I come over, I can say whatever I want.
If you like. But I can understand you.
Shit, I didn't think this far ahead.
And I have a few. Well, one of the person that can speak English that knows you. They don't know what you're saying. And she'll be able to understand.
Shit. Now I can't talk about how racist I am against Japanese people in Japan. God damn it. I thought I'd be able to get away with it.
You know, keep your dreams alive.
Keep your genes alive?
Dreams.
Dreams.
Keep your dreams alive.
No, I think the message everyone needs to take away from this is keep your genes alive.
Don't let them die.
I watch this guy named Chris Broad. He's a YouTuber and he lives in Japan. He does make a point to be respectful when you're in Japan, because that's just, the culture and all that. I mean, you're not even really technically allowed to talk on subways or trains.
Yeah.
I mean, you can, but that's like the rule is that you shouldn't. And he goes into detail about that and such and such. But he's a YouTuber, vlogger. He often just walks around talking into a camera in like a crowded area, just talking about what life in Japan is like and look at all the cool and wacky things you can see here that are not, a vending machine on every street. Whoa. And I'm curious, like every now and then they're walking by like Japanese people just like on the street.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, what do they think about this? What do they think about all these white people walking around talking into their cameras in Japan? What do you think about that?
Well, I don't know about public, because everyone's different. But I always thought that, like, this place is not a theme park. It's a country with people and culture, and everyone's different. Instead of, we're not all a big hive mind. So when someone says, Japanese people do this, Japanese people do that, I think it only furthers the divide. I think there's a pretty big divide between Japanese people and foreigners. And I think if we just, if we make a show of our country, the divide between our cultures will keep getting bigger and bigger.
Interesting.
And it also doesn't help that most Americans here are military. Which, you claim to love our country, but you're here to keep a watch on us. That seems very, very hypocritical. Like, you're at a party that no one wants you to be at, but, people said you have to be there. And so you're there and no one wants you there. You're there and no one wants you there, but you're like, hey, I love you guys. But you're only there because things afforded to you by things forced upon us. Like, by all means, come here if you like want to live here, but don't take the easy way of slipping in through the loopholes that you created for us. The same with English teachers. English is forced upon us, and so we need English teachers. And so if you come over as an English teacher,
you're taking advantage of
taking advantage
of an imposed need.
Yeah, and I think that Japan should welcome open our port to refugees, people who need to be somewhere before we open it to people who view it as a utopia.
Right, because nowhere is a utopia. A lot of people will... You explained this to me at one point, that a lot of people will become English teachers thinking that they can just use it as a form of escapism.
Mm-hmm.
To go to this place that they are fantasizing as being perfect, when in reality things turn out very differently if you approach it that way.
Yeah, don't be an English teacher over here. Or if you do your research. Make an informed decision before you come over here, otherwise you'll be miserable.
I think it's weird that Japan's government has such a demand for English literacy, but maybe not the people themselves. But the government is like so obsessed with that becoming like a thing where everybody is at least somewhat fluent in English, that they'll go as far as to sponsor these companies who are just sending anybody over to your country who says, well, I know English.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean you can teach it.
No.
You don't even know Japanese. How are you supposed to teach to Japanese people if you only know your, like...
Yeah, a lot of people will come and not knowing Japanese and not being able to speak to anybody, being lonely and sad. And thanks to the internet, I know there's a lot of people obsessed with my country.
For certain reasons.
Such as...
mainly the entertainment.
Yeah, but then they'll go too far it'll become an obsession with the country and the people. Japanese people will tell you this. Sometimes foreigners will just come up to you and just want a picture with you.
Really? I couldn't even imagine doing that in any country. Why the fuck would you do that?
I don't know. I don't have any idea.
Is it the white people who's asking for photos?
Yeah.
Or?
Yeah,
Okay,
like
that's
the
what I wanted to
American
know.
people.
Yeah, the Americans. Okay.
If they find you cute, then they'll go, "Can I have a picture with you?" And I know most people online don't know what I look like, but I'm very
Kawaii desu.
yeah. No, I mean typically Japanese. Like I've got bangs and long black hair.
Yeah, you're pretty standard.
Yeah, pretty vanilla Japanese.
Vanilla Japanese.
Cho-chang.
Cho-chang AF.
I'm sure there's an explanation for it. That's why people are so obsessed with this country. But
I was talking to someone recently, and they I believe they lived in Egypt and are now in England. This is their own self-report, so I'm not saying this is how things are. Their own self-report is that they recognize that America used to be the place where everybody wanted to go. Everybody wanted to go at least once and, go see it and go experience America. But now it seems that a lot of people are more interested in going and seeing and experiencing Japan.
I honestly have no idea. I never thought about it. I don't like to think about it.
It's a good thing I made you think about it.
No, it's so. It doesn't make me sad. I don't care anymore. I'm getting too old.
Maybe I have an analogy here. I'm not trying to straw man. I see a sort of relationship, and there's this one blind dude who learned how to ride a bicycle and could navigate without sight. And that's pretty fucking cool. And he did so by teaching himself echolocation. He can make clicks, and apparently other people can do this too. I mean, obviously it's not on the same, spectrum or par as a bat. But he says that he can I don't know, the proof is in the tabloid fucking video that I watched, but he's riding a bike and he's blind. And at one point in the interview, he gets frustrated with people saying how fascinated they are with it. Because he's like, why are you placing limitations on me? Anyone who's blind can do this.
Yeah.
But I'm like, excuse me, you're the first person to do this. That's why people are so excited about what you're doing. Like, that's fucking incredible. Like, how many times do you hear about a blind person riding a bike? I'm sorry, but I don't think that I support your unwillingness to accept praise. Because that's really fucking cool and revolutionary.
Yeah.
And so I can see how people would be excited about a country doing stuff differently. Like, how many countries in the world have a hotel where there's robot dinosaurs that greet you in the lobby?
Yeah.
Or shit. I mean, and I'm not trying to boil your country down into stuff like that, but I can see why people would be excited about it. But at the same time, it does feel like that there's a certain level of disrespect.
Yeah, I don't mind that stuff. They're like, oh, cool.
Because your country has a lot of cool shit.
Yeah, it's just when people become obsessive about it.
Yeah.
Start using Japanese phrases in their speech.
Connie Universe. Itadakimasu.
Whatever you just said.
There's a... I'll tell you later because I've complained about it enough in FTCR videos, and people who watch our content probably already know what it is that I'm complaining about. But there's a character in a show called Steven Universe named Connie, and she just shouts "itadakimasu" before she eats stuff, and she's not Japanese. She's just a weeb,
Yeah.
and it pisses me off.
Yeah.
There's no point.
No.
There's no point. Don't do that.
No. I mean, like the cool stuff and everything, but don't become obsessed. Or everything is like you have to identify with every single part or culture. It feels like sometimes people want to be Japanese.
Wait. You feel like, okay, that's interesting. I feel like I'm listening to a pitch of Japanese Get Out.
Yeah. I think
Really? You feel interesting?
I think that would work.
Really?
If that was a movie. Yeah.
Huh. Now I've never. I mean I know that people get like obsessive about like Japan and stuff, but I've never like assumed that anybody would want to be Japanese.
I think a lot of people do.
That's so fucking creepy.
I know. I think that's the creepy part. I mean, it's when people start using Japanese names and starts.
Oh yeah, they do that.
Yeah, a lot of people, not just like Japanese words, but some people for their usernames will have just Japanese names, rather than like just Japanese words. It's fine to be like call yourself.
Like if I named myself Smoobiezu.
Yeah,
Smoothies.
it's fine. It's fine to be called like I don't know, Hikari Yami, which is just light dark. It's fine to be called that, cause whatever. But when you start using actual names, like you start calling yourself, just a real Japanese name as your username.
Sakura Yoshi.
Yeah. Something like that. And then
Wow, Japanese Get Out.
a lot of people think they can speak for us too.
Ah.
Like it's their culture.
Excuse me, I have studied and trained in the Japanese arts. Allow me to correct you.
This is when they don't know at all. Because why would they, if they think the place is a utopia, why would they do research? Because then they'd find out there are bad stuff. So everything they know is half-truths or second-hand information.
I mean, every country has bad shit. And Japan has its own handful of bad shit too.
Yeah.
There's like your freedom of speech is really actually more free than America. You guys allow hate speech.
Yeah.
It's but I mean, you also have a culture that is centered around respect, so a lot of that doesn't ever really surface. It's sort of hidden and tucked away. But it is allowed.
Yeah.
Which is weird that it is allowed.
Yeah. It's like the packaging on bleach that says don't drink this. Like, you know someone's drunk it.
Exactly.
And that's why you have laws like that. But we know not to drink bleach. Which is why we don't really have those laws. But they can be abused. Because, there's no warning sign. No warning label. Every law you have is usually there because someone's abusing the previous law that says you can't do this.
Are you excited for the 2020 Olympics?
I love the Olympics so much. I'm a big fan of the Olympics.
Are you ready for Sonic and Mario to be there?
Yeah.
Well, Mario showed up at at the last Olympics. He was
Hmm.
there. I saw him on stage. What's your opinion on the government really trying to push English now that the Olympics are coming to town?
You're not really gonna change anybody.
Who, me?
No, just laws and the government
Yeah.
don't really change people. The government changes with the people, not the people change with the government.
That's why I think pushes like that are kind of
Yeah,
silly.
they'll never work. because in Japan, we know that they work for us.
Well, you know, the one of the biggest quirks about Japan is how fucking automated it is. Set up some kiosks that are in English. There you go.
Yeah,
I solved your problem.
I mean, it looks like Abe won't be having another term because he's been doing some dumb stuff.
He's a silly man.
He's been doing some dumb stuff over the past couple of years. I heard about that the country lost a lot of opinion when he recommended Trump for that Nobel Peace Prize. Even though Trump asked him to do it. And Japan is pretty much under US control. Yeah, he's probably not going to be in office next election. Because he was cool, and then he was dumb.
Oh yeah? Name 5 cool things he did.
I don't know, I didn't vote for him. Every time there's been a vote, I've either been out of the country or too young. I'd like to tell all American Trump supporters who are listening that no one in Japan likes him. We all think he's crazy.
Trump owns all the Chaos Emeralds because he became president.
Yeah.
We have to say goodbye to Shadow Obama. Michelle, this is what you wanted, right? This is my promise I made to you.
Oh, Obama man.
Obama man?
Yeah, like Bomba man.
Gotcha. Obamba man.
Yeah. Cause of all the stuff.
Well, he did issue those drone strikes, so.
Yeah. That's the worst part. He killed kids, but
Listen. No, yeah. No, you're right.
I'd say I'm not flaming, but I'm on the side of kindness and being good to people. Politics, I'm not really interested in apart from that. All Japanese people are molded from rice.
Rice?
Yeah, we're all molded from rice.
That's racist, Miwa.
That's racist. You sound like an Australian person.
Exactly. Thank you. It's only the vowels. It's literally all it is. Like if I want to rake up some leaves, I gotta rake up some leaves. I just replaced A with I. Okay, Miwa. So, I'm not sure where else we can go from here, so tell us everything you know about Sonic.
There's plenty of places we can go from here.
Well, I'm not an interview. I've never interviewed anyone before in my life, so why don't you take the wheel? where should we go next? Who is Miwa? Okay, here's my next question for you. Who is Miwa?
Who is Miwa? Miwa is a 20-something Japanese girl from Hokkaido. I grew up in a very small town. Very small, like only a few thousand people. And unfortunately, when I was 8 years old, my mother died. And then we moved to Tokyo. And then when I was 13 years old, my dad died. And then I moved in with my uncle and aunt. And then I moved in with my aunt and uncle. I'm a musician. I love music. I started playing music when I was 4. I started playing the piano. And then when I was 7, I got a guitar, which I still have. And I love to play. I was inspired by, the song Big Yellow Taxi by Joni Mitchell. And I wanted to play it. And so that was the big song that got me into playing guitar, acoustic and electric guitar, and I play piano. And that's all I play. I wanted to get into drums recently too, but I haven't had access to those just yet. What else? I've done music for a long time. After I moved back to Japan, I was a music teacher. I taught music theory for a couple of years. I don't do it anymore, but I used to. I used to teach year 1 music theory. And I will go into what I did for a living most of the time, and my psychology and stuff in a bit. But for 2 and a bit years, when I was a teenager, I was an idol.
This is brand new news.
Yeah.
You were an idol.
I was an idol.
And can you explain to those who are not familiar with Japanese idols?
Yeah, an idol is basically, it's either a role model, a pop personality. I wasn't a big idol, but what we do is we sing, we dance, act, model, do various things for someone to look up to or feel more scary. It's like the perfect girlfriend as well. But I did more as someone to look up to.
Yeah, if you were gonna go into idol, I feel like that's the route I would go if I was in that position. What a dumb thing to say. Go on.
You'd be a great idol.
I'd be a great idol, Miwa.
I think you'd be fired. So I did that for 2 and a bit years, like I said. And just recently, if I was me now, back then, I would have continued doing it. I think, because I enjoyed doing it so much. It was fun every day. So I did it in high school, but it was also a full-time job. And we used to play lofts and music venues, little music venues. And we used to sing and dance and do big routines that I used to have to memorize. Because I was in a band of 4 people. So it wasn't just me. And I never did any erotic stuff or anything like that. I just sang and danced and did few weird videos.
A few weird videos.
Yeah, like virtual dating.
Virtual dating.
Yeah, that is where I act to a camera as if I am the camera's girlfriend, and the person watching has to pretend that they're my boyfriend. And I will leave spaces for them to talk. And I will talk to them.
And it's probably safe to say that the people who are buying into this are male.
No. Yeah. Well, I always had to refer to the person as male.
Interesting. So you had to do that. You wouldn't. You couldn't just say hello, you.
No. But I did a few of those where we would go on dates, and they were sold on the internet or DVDs.
So you had a little bit of experience before you joined in and did a talking on a sex hotline. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Maybe, but I was told what to say. I wish. I know it wasn't sexual stuff. It was just sad. But I had a lot of fun doing it because we just mess around. It was just me, like a camera, and another guy, and my bandmates would be there too, and we just mess around.
Oh, your bandmates were there too.
Yeah, cause they do theirs on the same day I do mine.
Oh, so your band was an all-female group then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Female idol group. We were put together when we signed up for the agency. We were put into a band together. And that is where I met one of my best friends.
And who is that best friend?
Her name is Megumi.
I've heard stories of Megumi.
Megumi is incredibly funny, and she's also incredibly tall.
Well, you're also very short.
Yeah, I should say that too. I am very short. I'm 4'9".
What is that in meters?
70 million.
70 million meters.
Yeah, I am 145.6 centimeters.
Very small.
Yeah, I'm very small.
I'm 5'6", and average male height is 5'9", so...
Megumi is taller than you. She's 5'8". I think I had the most fun at that point. But why I gave that up was I have a million stories about being about my idol days, but I gave it up because I was dating Ren, and I didn't secrecy at the time, so I didn't think that we're not allowed to have boyfriends if you're an idol. So you're definitely not allowed girlfriends at that period. So I quit that and I went to study psychology. And if you...
Why aren't idols allowed to date?
Because they're supposed to be also the perfect girlfriend too.
Do all idols have to be the perfect girlfriend?
I believe so.
So, do you have feelings or an opinion about that?
A lot of people have also a negative opinion of idols and the idol industry. And like everything, there's good and there's bad. I had a very good experience, but that doesn't mean there are really horrible parts of it. Really abusive and
Like the fact that most idols don't even get paid.
no, I didn't get paid very much.
Even though you're the star and you're the one that everybody's coming to see. Because an idol agency would be nothing without idols. So
Yeah, I know it's gotten a lot better these days.
that's good.
Yeah, but we used to get paid a percentage of what we'd make. So we wouldn't get paid for the concert that we do, but afterwards we'd have handshaking events where people would pay, come shake our hands, say hello, and we got paid a percentage of how much people paid to come see us at that point. So some days it was more money than other days.
So being the perfect idol, are you also supposed to present yourself as being a virgin? Or at least abstinent?
Me, definitely, because when I started, I was underage.
Right, that's right.
So, yes, me, definitely. But I don't know for people who are older, who are overage. I don't know.
Overage. I've never heard the term overage.
So, I don't know.
Okay, well, that's fine. I don't know is an answer.
Yeah.
I felt like you had momentum. You were about to go somewhere else with that. You said something like, I have millions of stories about being an idol, but...
Oh, yeah, but I was saying I gave it up to go study psychology in England. If you've watched the zombies ate my neighbors Let's Play, you'll know I have a PhD.
Correct.
Or a fake one if you're Garrett.
I forget the basis of that joke.
Me too.
I'm so happy that you joined our group. I'm so happy that you've contributed because you've definitely been one of the, in my opinion, one of the best parts of the group.
Oh, thank you.
You are, without a doubt, one of the most hilarious people I've ever met.
Thank you.
And English isn't even your first language, and yet you still manage to use it in a way that destroys all of us. You also beat me in
Wheel of Fortune.
Wheel of Fortune, and that's kind of sad.
You did with the help of Rebecca, you did.
And English isn't even your first language, so...
No, I didn't know. I was... It sounds big-headed, but I didn't know I was funny until I met everyone. Because with my friends, I usually just go and laugh and have fun like everyone does. But I didn't know I was, quote, funny until I started going on the internet.
Well, so your IRL friends never said, Mila, you're so funny?
Well, they did, but I just thought that was like a thing everyone says, because everyone contributed and was laughing. I didn't know the things I said were funny, like...
Well, they must have been, because your friends in Japan were always telling you to shut up in public.
Yeah. Despite what I appear to be in videos sometimes, I'm very much a loudmouth.
Well, you're probably a bigger loudmouth in your native tongue.
Yeah, I am. I shout a lot over in public, and usually,
Well, that's a no-no over there, right?
yeah, yeah, but no one's gonna tell me to stop, so
Well, see,
that's okay.
I can't do that. I would be the foreigner.
Yeah,
Just being in Japan, I already have a bad reputation, so I gotta be on my best behavior.
I'll try to sell you out.
Sell me out?
Yeah,
What do you mean?
I don't know. Just yell something at you in Japanese. But I am very much an extrovert. It may not seem like it by how little I talk, but I only talk little is because I'm also very polite, and I'll wait for a definitive silence to speak. I'll never interrupt anybody or anything.
That's why in so many videos we say, "What's that, Miwa?
Yeah.
What's that, Miwa?"
Yeah. I think I did as a joke in an upcoming video. I think I said, "Tell them to shut the fuck up," because I was talking.
It's true, you do.
And also, it often takes me a second to form a joke, because everything I think is in Japanese, and then how I speak English is I just translate it in my head.
That's so interesting because a lot of people really do think verbally, and I don't think that I do that. I think that I have a raw thought in my head, and that's my only way of describing it. And it's up to me to translate that raw thought into words so that I can communicate that thought to others.
Yeah.
So I often have a lot of issues actually with communicating. And it only took with a lot of practice to get as bad as I am.
I think it's also the fact that I can't see everyone that also contributes to it.
Your inability to see us is what causes social cues are a lot easier when you're face to face, and like if you really want to say something you can have like an eagerness about you, and then everybody will like look at you and let you say something. Yeah
We came up with a system where I have to go in the video.
like a toddler who wants picked up. Okay, Miwa, now it's your turn.
Now it's your turn to talk. say the thing that you want to say.
What do you want to say?
I want to make a funny joke.
I want to make funny joke.
I want to make a funny joke.
Okay, Miwa, make a funny joke right now. On the spot.
Make a funny joke. I always like non-jokes. Like, hey girl, are you a potato? 'Cause I want to have sex with you.
Yeah, absurdist.
Hey girl, are you a roller coaster? Because I'm not tall enough to ride you and you make me sick.
That's a joke though. That's not a
Yeah.
okay.
It's like, what's the difference between a bird and a car?
What?
They're both cars except for the bird.
They're both cars except for the bird. Damn, I feel like I feel obligated to make one up. Hey girl, are you the ocean? Because you're really deep and full of monsters.
Oh.
Well, it's not supposed to be flattering.
You could be like, hey girl, are you a crab? Because I want to smash you into pieces and then eat you.
What?
So I think where I started telling jokes and learning how to structure them was back to when I was an idol, and in between songs we used to tell jokes with each other, because I think sometimes the whole thing is ridiculous and fun. We did normal stuff, but then we did weird stuff like I stood in front of a camera and read names of Lion King characters. I remember doing that.
They wanted you just to name Lion King characters?
Yeah, just in front of a screen, and I don't remember what they used it for. Wait, no, I don't know what they used it for.
So there's footage of you just saying Lion King characters. And we don't know what it's for.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Okay.
And, and I told you this one before, where my manager called me up and said, we have this thing, they're going to film you cooking with another girl.
Oh, this story. Okay, yeah.
And, you'll have to make a maki roll and then some French toast, and that's all you'll be doing. And so I got there, and it was in the red light district, and it was, the people over there were British, I think, and the other girl was British. I think there was a miscommunication in talking, because they said that the whole thing had to be done. You had to cook the whole thing while a man took your clothes off. Down to your underwear. And the panic look on my manager's face when he's like, oh no, she's not gonna do this. And I said, no, I don't want to do this, but I'll wear the apron though.
Well, first of all, I like how your manager stuck up for you. Second of all, I like how you're like, well, maybe there's a compromise here.
Yeah, I'll wear the apron. Because I was supposed to keep the apron on. Like, you're stripped down, and yet you're still wearing the apron.
Yeah.
But we ended up doing it anyway, so it was just me fully clothed cooking while this British girl was being stripped down to her underwear, and and that was the whole video, and it didn't go how I thought I'd expect it to go.
I just love that you're just there, and you're just there.
Yeah.
In the video.
It was supposed to happen to both of us.
I know. That's why it's funny.
Yeah, and it's like a competition to see who could make the best. But then, just me fully clothed, not doing the challenge, while this British girl is doing it.
Sheesh. They already invested into it, and they're like, well, we gotta shoot something.
Yeah.
Dang. I love that story so much.
So yeah, again, there's a DVD somewhere of me and British girls being stripped cooking a maki roll and French toast. Her being stripped and me just cooking normally. So if you have that DVD somewhere, please let me know.
Oh my god.
Because I think a lot of idols are softcore teenage porn stars.
Yeah,
And that's not what we are at all.
I do think the whole. I'm not. I don't want to criticize it because it's not a part of my culture, but it's definitely something that, from the outside looking in, seems it seems unfair in a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, there's some. I know I was incredibly lucky, and I know other people are lucky because they have good experiences, but I know there are very bad experiences too. Like everything is not always black and white.
It seems like the type of business that could very easily be abused.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, so maybe that's my hang up on it. But Miwa, the idol, I want to thank you so much for coming to this interview. We have learned so much about you.
That's okay.
And we have also learned that you are indeed not someone doing a racial stereotype voice.
No.
That you are a real person.
I'm a real person. I just have a weird voice. No, I do sound like this. This is how I speak.
Well, I mean, from one weird sounding person to another.
Yeah, everyone in FDCR sounds a little weird.
True. So before I let you go, Miwa, I want to ask you some quick-fire questions. What are your favorite things? And I'm not sure if I want to get specific about it, so maybe I'll just let you take the wheel and tell me your favorite things of any topic.
Yeah. Well, my favorite hobby is fashion. I love fashion. My favorite designers are Mikio Sakabe and Sumori Chisato. My favorite song is SMAP Sekai Hitotsu Dake no Hana, which means the only flower in the world. My favorite movie, like I said, is It's a Wonderful Life. But it's also like the movie Tayo no Uta. I like shoujo manga a lot, and my favorite author is Io Sakisaka, and my favorite manga is Straw Bitch.
Straw Bitch?
Strobe Edge.
Strobe Itch.
Edge.
Strobe Edge.
Yeah. Favorite fruit? Banana.
Banana. Okay. Thought it might be strawberry. Favorite color?
Orange.
Because
it's the color of Biwa. And that runs with Biwa.
And biwa is
a fruit.
Okay, a fruit that you grew up with.
Yeah. And that is orange.
Surprised biwa is not your favorite fruit. Miwa's favorite fruit is biwa.
Yeah, that's true. My favorite color is orange because of that fruit, but it's not my favorite fruit.
Okay, Mrs. Rapid Fire, keep going with your favorites.
My favorite TV show is Kizumai Busaiku. My favorite... That's my whole list. It's my whole list.
Okay.
I just thought you'd ask questions about it.
But I told you I've never interviewed anyone before, but I'm happy that you took the wheel, and this has been a great learning experience for me. So when I go to interview the others, maybe I won't be so bad.
You weren't bad.
But I hope everyone has has. Maybe I should have asked people beforehand. What do you want to know about me? Well, whoops. Well, how about you and I do a follow-up at some point?
Yeah. What does? Or well, add it on to the end of this.
So, Miwa, I guess to cap this off, would you like to answer some questions? Because we have about 36 questions. It looks like half of them are not serious.
Yeah, let's go.
All right. Okay, so questions for people who want to know more about Miwa. One person asks, why am I on fire and how do I put it out?
You don't? Next question.
Okay, fair enough.
Or did someone drop their mixtape on you? And the answer's still the same. You don't.
Fierce the Bandit asks, do you like jazz?
Yeah.
All right. AE Double asks, what different social norms from other countries do you both like and dislike? I think we've already covered some of those, but...
Yeah, I think so. Shutting the fuck up when you need to shut up is a nice thing about Japan.
I think the lesson to take away here is if you're going to go to another country, don't try to look for loopholes.
Yeah. Don't do that. Like, you can technically spit on the floor if you want to. No one told me I couldn't.
I'm not saying that you can't do it.
Was I making a noise? No.
Frodogate 222. Frodogate? What the fuck? So Frodogate was already taken. What is Frodogate? Is that like Gamergate or Comicsgate? I'm sorry, I don't want to make fun.
Watergate.
Yeah, Frodo going through the gate of Mordor, maybe? I don't...
Maybe it's Frodogate.
Frodogate, dos, asks, will Gareth ever write fan fiction? Thanks for the question, Frodogate.
I mean, I'm not his mother.
Yeah.
I don't know. You could ask him.
You aren't immune to propaganda, asks, what's your favorite dinosaur? And remember, Miwa, you're not immune to propaganda.
The ones from the movie that charge into everything with the big heads. See, if I wasn't immune to propaganda, I would have said T-Rex, because all the propaganda is the T-Rex is the best one. But I didn't say that. So you're wrong. Your favorite dinosaur is a T-Rex.
My favorite T-Rex is the dinosaur. Devin the Awesome asks, what is your favorite game and TV show, and why are they your favorite?
Game, I would say Dead or Alive 5, because I played that the most on game.
And why is it your favorite game?
I like...
Because of the big titties.
I like fashion a lot. And I like the game because it has a lot of outfits in it. And I like playing dress up quite a lot. But there's a game to play underneath too. So I can play dress up and play fun games too. And it's easy for me to understand. I'm trying to think like nostalgia. But maybe Spiral or something.
Maybe Spyro or something. And your favorite TV show and why?
Do I have to choose one?
They only asked for one,
Okay.
but give two. I don't care.
Fuck! Okay, I like... The next question would be, Steven, do you care?
Shit.
My favorite TV show is Kiss My Busaiku, and it's a loser.
What's it called again?
Kiss My Busaiku. Busaiku is a band, and the show is them doing various challenges in attempts to impress girls, but in a comedic way. And it's very funny. And I've been watching it for, I don't know, I think it's been on since 2011.
Oh, wow. That's a long-running show that only the whole gimmick is just making fun of women?
No, it's the guys, and they're trying to impress women.
Oh, impress. I heard impersonate.
No, impress them.
Okay.
The women are actresses, and they all have to do the same scenario. And they're all graded on their performance. And often they are very bad at it. So if you could find English subtitles for that show, Kiss My Busaiku. Yeah, Busaiku.
Yeah, Busaiku.
Busaiku.
And that's a band?
Yeah.
So that's like saying, what if there was an English TV show called Kiss My Nickelback? I don't think that really works. Kiss My NSYNC, Kiss My Green Day, Kiss My My Chemical Romance.
No, but a lot of things don't work. We got a band called Bump of Chicken.
Bump of Chicken. What does Bump of Chicken fucking mean?
I don't know.
Our next question comes from Sparkly Reborn, who asks, "Do you like McDonald's?"
No, I've never had McDonald's.
All right. Gino Sands 2010 asks, "Why do hot dogs come in packages of 10, but hot dog buns come in packages of 8?"
Why are you ugly? No, I'm kidding.
What the fuck? Our next question comes from Frank the Fool, who asks, or the question is, "My question to Miwa, why?"
Why?
Yeah, why?
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 I think the correct answer is why not? That was a bad question, by the way.
Why?
Yeah.
Why was it a bad question?
Why not?
Eli asks, "What was it like meeting God?" And maybe that needs some context. You met God in an FTCR part, didn't you?
Yeah. Well, it's just stuff on doing a voice.
Oh.
Sorry to shatter your world.
It's like learning Santa's not real all over again.
But I'm fucking real. Okay? Don't think you're not gonna get 100% on me. Because I'm gonna be 100% me. Okay? And if you don't like it, you can go back to shitting in your fursuit.
Quintifuffle? Quintifuffle asks, what's your favorite playthrough FTCR has done? Exclusive ones that you were in.
Exclusive ones that I was in.
So what's your favorite FTCR playthrough that you were in?
Rayman.
Me too. Yeah, Rayman is my favorite Let's Play we've ever done so far.
Yeah.
Wind Waker being in second place.
Yeah.
Sorry. Demon King Sonic asks, on a scale of 1 to 10, how racist is Knuckles?
10.
Alright, you heard it here first.
I mean, you have all the evidence for yourself.
Yeah, I don't even know why even ask.
Yeah, why ask? You can discover for yourself. I mean, that's just one person's opinion. I'm sure if you ask different people, they'd have different opinions. But you must form one for yourself. But I'm just saying, look at the evidence, okay?
Wessall1 asks, is water wet? These are some pretty lame questions.
I don't think people care about me very much.
Should I skip the meme questions and go to the ones that actually are asking about you?
No, that's okay. I'll answer your stupid question. Yes. It's wet.
Yeah, water is wet. Reminds me of a quote from King of the Hill, where Hank is teaching Bobby, his son, how to fish. He says, if you want to catch a fish, you have to think like a fish. And so Bobby starts to think to himself, and he just sort of mutters, I'm wet and I don't even know it.
That's true.
Yeah, how would they know? I'm wet and I don't even know it.
It's crazy. Fish don't know they're wet. Who asked that question?
Wessall1.
You're bad. Sorry.
You're bad. Well, Wessall, you have two choices. Either stop being bad or come to terms with being bad.
Take a hike, mister. This girl's not standing for any memes. I'ma just be me, okay? Is water wet? Is your face dumb? Is the Pope old?
Dan Gelick asks, will I ever find true love?
Yeah, of course. Just, all you gotta do, put your hands together, take a close look at your hands, and decide which one is your true love.
It's a masturbation joke.
No, it wasn't.
Unless you're ambidextrous, you decide if you want something familiar or something strange.
Something new. You know what? Here's a life hack. Try masturbating with your non-dominant hand. That's something cool and quirky.
What are some more life hacks? Give me 3 life hacks, Miwa. Life Hacks by Miwa. This is a new segment of the show called Life Hacks. Miwa's Life Hacks. It's called 3 Life Hacks. Miwa's 3 Life Hacks, and we're starting with number 3.
Number 3. What's the worst part about killing people?
What's the worst part about killing people?
It's all that damn blood on your fursuit. So, you gotta take it off first.
Take off your fursuit before killing people. That's the first life hack from Miwa's 3 life hacks segment. That was number 3, but it was the first one. Number 2, Miwa. Number 2 of the segment for Miwa's 3 life hacks.
When you're in the bath and it's hot, put your hand up to the light and pretend you're melting because there's steam coming off. I do it.
Listen, folks, the life hack is in big quotes. I forgot to mention that part. This is Miwa's Miwa's 3 big, in quotes, life hacks.
What if you want to melt and you can't, you're not brave enough to do it? That's the
You're
first.
not brave enough to melt?
Yeah, that's the first step. You know, it's getting you kind of prepared.
Yeah, getting your feet wet.
Yeah. So number 1.
Miwa's number 1 life hack.
My number 1 life hack is you can get free coffee at any Starbucks by doing something I call yelling and screaming and smashing stuff. But you can only do it once in every Starbucks because they have this special promotion, you see, that they don't tell you about. You can only do it once though in each Starbucks, unless someone else different is working that day. And also, you might get your name and face put up on the wall.
But there's another life hack in that life hack, Miwa. If your face gets put up on the wall, you'll know which Starbucks you've already gone to.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
That was 2 life hacks in 1 right there. A little bonus life hack for you.
So free coffee, yell and scream, smashed up. What was the original question?
I don't remember. I think it was, will I ever find true love?
Oh, yeah. No.
No?
I changed my mind.
Yeah. I didn't know fate could change its mind. Our next question comes from __ Luke, and he spells out underscore, and then there is an underscore, and then Luke. What do you least expect to hear when you put your ear next to a seashell?
Well, like as opposed to the sea.
Yeah.
Probably like it's saying I'm your dad or something.
I'm your dad. I'm your dad.
No, I'm my dad.
I'm your dad.
No, I'm my dad. Maybe like
9/11 was an inside job.
the Japs did 9/11. It's
Democrats. That's all it says is Democrats.
Next question.
Next question. What is her opinion on Minecraft and Pepsi? I don't think we're gonna get a single serious question.
Fuck, I don't know.
Miwa and I played Minecraft on the Wii U.
Yeah.
I don't think the Wii U Minecraft is supported anymore.
Oh.
I don't know if we can do multiplayer anymore.
Maybe on the PS4.
Maybe. But we would have to buy it again.
Yeah. That's a problem.
And your opinion on well, we didn't get your opinion on Minecraft.
Should I answer? For real?
Sure.
It's great.
Wow. Heard it here first. And Pepsi?
I don't care.
Wizard dress. I didn't know wizard dress was a word. Like to be wizard-like, I suppose. Wizard dress 1 asks, Miwa, did you learn Japanese through switching the region on your Xbox and 100%ing Shadow?
That's kind of a joke in itself. I don't need to add anything to that.
It's not bad. It's pretty good. Ryan Connor 360 asks, what does FTCR stand for?
Find the computer.
Not even a joke.
I had to think about it for a second. It's a really bad name.
Yeah. It was a bit of a meme in 2005, and yeah, decided to keep it. It wasn't even like a popular meme. Okay, Nebby asks, "How is air?"
Oh, for your sake. How is air?
How is air? I think a more important question is who is air?
Who is air?
Hmm.
Why is he always up here, all around me, touching me?
I feel reluctant to let him inside me. Okay, this is getting weird.
Yo. Every sex is three-way, 'cause air is there too.
Was that MC Miwa?
Yeah. DJ MZ Miwa. DJ. Yo. I cry after sex. And everything.
Yo, I cry after sex. Yo.
Yo. The emotion of it all. The fact I found a soulmate was willing to pleasure me in such a way. Makes me very emotional. If you're put off by it, you should go away. The earth is flat, yo.
Oh, I love that MC Miwa thinks the earth is flat. It's fantastic.
Science is a lie. Gravity doesn't exist. I like Pepsi. Next question. If you use the earth is flat in Sonic.
The earth is flat in Sonic?
Yeah. It's 2D. I know we had the comedy place on the line. Fuck you.
I'm not editing that joke out.
I don't care. I'll double down. I don't care. That joke was hilarious. I'll double down. I'll triple down.
I'll triple down. I've never heard the term triple down.
I'm so confident in that joke. If one comment says it's funny, I'll make it my Twitter bio. I'll mail it to Obama. Yeah, I'll mail it to Obama. Hey, Carl, you hear that joke I just told? Because I hate you.
Whoa, that went dark.
Hey, Carl, I hear that joke I just told? Because I don't ever want to hear you again. I'll tell some more Hey Carl jokes that I've never said on video before. Like, hey girl, are you a roller coaster? Because I'm not tall enough to ride you and you make me sick.
Yeah. I can't remember the ones that I made up. Hey girl, are you my desktop? Because I get lost in you.
Hey girl, are you my desktop? Because you haven't changed what you look like in 10 years. Hey girl, are you my desktop? Because you're black.
My desktop is black too. Well,
that didn't go well.
Well, for any desktops out there, we apologize.
What was the question?
Drawer together. This is supposed to be drawer. Drawer together asks, "What is your favorite film?"
It's a Wonderful Life is my favorite film.
It's a sad favorite film.
No, it's happy.
I thought it was like, Wait, I'm thinking of a different movie.
Yeah, I think you are. It's a Wonderful Life is a very old, black and white movie, American movie. And it's the movie of what if I'd never been born, that movie.
Oh.
And every time a bell rings, an angel gets its wings. So you remember that. There's also a movie called Tayo no Uta, which is a movie starring Yui, who is a singer-songwriter. And it's about a girl who has a disease where she can't go out in the sunlight. And it's a very sad, romantic movie. And I love it very, very much. And I learned that they did an American remake a few days ago. And apparently it's very bad. But I haven't seen it myself.
Huh. Well, I will have to not check it out then.
Don't. What's the original Japanese movie? Or don't. I don't care. I don't care.
One Up Commentaries asks, are you made of bees?
That's Darth Vader.
Right, yeah, that's Darth Vader. That's a callback to the first part of Rayman Let's Play. You should go check it out.
Watch it.
As our Firefly asks, do you ever get tired of questions from people that are completely redundant or have no real purpose to them?
Yeah.
Okay, next question. PK Nope asks Miwa, do you have an Infinity Gauntlet? Do you have an Infinity Gauntlet?
I think if I had one, most of you would be dead. So no.
Zaki Jack asks, do you like Dragon Ball Z?
Never really watched it. I'm so sorry.
Me either. Mocus Crew asks, can you adopt me?
No.
Alright. Kyle Chadwick asks, are Obama and Bugs Bunny still racist?
Yeah, of course. That doesn't just leave you. Bugs has never shown he's changed. Or that he's even willing to change.
Yeah, he never makes a commitment to change. He just he says the J word and then just
pretend it never happened.
Yeah, he pretends it never happened. Yeah. Wow, fuck you, Bugs.
I need him to say something. I need him to say something. Because it's not fair.
It's okay, Miwa.
I hope Elmer Fudd kills you. It's Wabbit season. That's what I call my orgasms. That's what I call my orgasms.
Okay, well, that about wraps it up for questions, Miwa. Thank you, everybody. I hope you learned a little bit about Miwa, or a lot about Miwa. I hope that you no longer ask anything else about Miwa. This will be on the test. And...
But if you do have any more questions, why not, write it down. Write it down on a piece of paper. Put it in an envelope. Sign it. Seal it. Stamp it. Then shove it up your ass. In fact, whatever you have in your hand right now, shove up your ass.
What the fuck?
You might like it. Depends what it is. What did you put up your ass today? Let us know.
let us know in the comments below. What did you put up in your ass today?
Beard's fun.
Okay. Miwa, thank you for spending your morning with me, answering a bunch of dumb questions, but I'm so happy that you did.
That's okay. I enjoyed it. I don't often talk about myself.
I didn't know how to start this, and I don't know how to end it. So, Miwa, let's say bye-bye.
Thank you. If you made it this far, thank you. I love you. I'll say sayonara.